beyond what is becoming, and those who are very servile become men of this description. But in those pleasures which are peculiar or proper many persons err, and in many ways ; for they are denominated lovers of things of this kind, either from being delighted with things which are not proper, or being pleased with them more than is proper, as is the case with the multitude, or not in such a way as is proper, or not in that respect in which it is proper. The intemperate, however, exceed in all things ; for they are delighted with some things with which it is not proper to be delighted, since they are odious ; and if it is requisite to be delighted with some of such things, they are delighted with them more than is proper, and after the manner of the multitude. That excess, therefore, in pleasures is intemperate, and that it is blameable is evident. In pains, however, a man is not said to be temperate by enduring them, as in fortitude, nor intemperate by not enduring them ; but he indeed is intemperate who is pained more than is requisite, because he does not partake of pleasures, so that the pleasure gives him pain, in consequence of being desired by him above measure. And he is said to be a temperate man who is not pained by the absence of pleasure, and by abstaining from it. The intemperate man, therefore, desires all pleasant things, or those which are most eminently pleasant, and is led by desire, so as to choose what is most pleasant in preference to other things. Hence also he is pained, both when he is frustrated of pleasure, and when he desires it. For desire is accompanied with pain, though it seems to be absurd that a man should be pained on account of pleasure. Those, however, who are deficient in pleasures, and are delighted with them less than is proper, are not very frequent. For an insensibility of this kind is not human ; since other animals also distinguish food, and are delighted with some kinds of it, and not with others. But he to whom nothing is delectable, and with whom one thing does not differ from another, is very remote from human nature. Such a one also is without a name, because he does not very frequently exist. The temperate man, however, with respect to these things, subsists in a middle condition. For neither is he delighted with those things with which the intemperate man is especially delighted, but he is rather indignant with them. Nor, in short, does he rejoice in things in which he ought not, nor is he very much delighted with any thing of this kind, nor is he pained if it is absent, nor does he desire it, except moderately, nor more than is proper, nor at a time when he ought not, nor, in short, any thing of this kind. But such things as, being delectable, contribute to health, or to a good habit of body, these he desires moderately, and in such a way as is proper. He also desires other delectable things, which are not an impediment to these, or which are not adverse to the beautiful in conduct, or above his income. For he who is thus affected loves such pleasures beyond their desert. The temperate man, however, is not a person of this description, but is one who acts conformably to right reason. CHAPTER 12. Intemperance, however, appears to be more similar to the voluntary than timidity. For the former subsists on account of pleasure, but the latter on account of pain ; of which the one indeed is eligible, but the other is to be avoided. And pain indeed astounds and disturbs the nature of its possessor, but pleasure produces nothing of this kind. It is, therefore, more voluntary, and on this account also it is more disgraceful. For it is more easy to be accustomed to these things, since there are many such in life, and the being accustomed to them is unattended with danger. But the contrary takes place in things of a dreadful nature. Timidity, likewise, may appear not to be similarly voluntary with particulars. For timidity, indeed, is without pain ; but particulars so astound men through pain, that they throw away their arms, and act in other things indecorously. And on this account they appear to be violent. The contrary, however, takes place with the intemperate man. For particulars with him are voluntary, since he desires them, and his appetite is directed to them. But the whole of an intemperate life is less voluntary, for no one desires to be intemperate. We transfer also the name of intemperance to puerile errors ; for they possess a certain similitude, but which of these is denominated from the other is of no consequence to the present discussion. It is, however, evident that the latter is denominated from the former, nor does the transition appear to be badly made. For that which desires what is base is to be punished, and which has an abundant increase. But desires in a child are especially a thing of this kind ; for children live according to desire, and in these the appetite of the delectable especially flourishes. If, therefore, this appetite is not obedient, and subject to the governor reason, it increases abundantly. For the appetite of the delectable is insatiable, and in the stupid man is every way diffused. And the energy of desire increases that which is allied to it ; so that if the desires are great and vehement, they expel the reasoning power. Hence, it is necessary that they should be moderate and few, and in no respect adverse to reason. But we call a thing of this kind obedient, and reformed by correction. For as it is necessary that a child should live conformably to the mandate of his preceptor, thus also it is requisite that the part of the soul which energizes according to desire should live conformably to reason. Hence, it is necessary that this part of the soul in the temperate man should accord with reason. For the end proposed by both, i.e. by a reason and desire in the temperate man, is the beautiful in conduct. And the temperate man desires those things which it is proper to desire, and when it is proper. But reason likewise thus ordains. And thus much concerning temperance. End of Book 3. Recording in memory of Mitchell Edwards.